Okay, so we're getting some new reaction to some new polls that are just out, and it does appear as if President Trump's approval ratings have ticked up a little bit, 5 points since April, to its highest point yet in polling by ABC News Washington Post. It now stands at 44 approving him, 53 disapproving of him. In the same poll, a much larger majority, as you can see there, deemed Trump's behavior unpresidential. 65% of the population agreeing with that. Let's bring in Bishop Garrison right now, who is a co-founder of the Joseph Rainey Center for Public Policy, and Republican strategist Brian Darling, founder and president of Liberty Government Affairs. Welcome to both of you. Bishop, I do want to start with you. You surprised by any of these numbers? Why do you think the president's approval rating is climbing a little bit?
Well, good morning. Thanks for having me. It's an interesting time. We're seeing an economy that was built, honestly, back in 2010 that he continues to enjoy the riches off of. When you talk about how well the American people are doing, how well their overall, the prosperity that we're enjoying, it has little to do with this president. He is not really helping us in terms of any type of economic stability, but that doesn't stop him from enjoying what is actually happening right now with this economy and with this nation. So you don't have people, particularly voters, having a sense of urgency as much as many of them should to see him removed. He's continuing to hurt us from a geopolitical perspective. He's continuing to hurt American interests abroad through our diplomacy. But that's a little bit disconnected from the realities we're seeing with the economy.
But we're 2.5 years in. It's got to be considered by now the Trump economy. And the voters are giving him high marks there on the economy. Brian.
That's right. The economy is doing great. One of the reasons is because of the Trump tax cuts. Another reason is a reduction in regulation that was imposed by the Obama administration. And we see a pro-business president that the American people like because we've seen record unemployment numbers. We've seen in every demographic, unemployment is at record lows. These are all good numbers. And when you look at the polling data that indicates that people care about the economy more than any other issue, I think Donald Trump has a pretty good chance of winning re-election.
Those are all good numbers. Those are all good numbers. But Brian, let me get him to weigh in on Bishop. Let me get Brian to weigh in on this because 65% of the population says his behavior is unpresidential. Yes, his numbers are pretty good on the economy. They rate him low on a number of different things, including immigration, which is a number 3 topic for many other people. There are a number of things that he's getting some low ratings for. Brian.
That's true. I mean, in that poll, he's getting low ratings on a number of different issues, but the overriding issue that people care about is, do I have a job? Am I able to go to work tomorrow? Am I able to pay my bills? Are my friends working? The economy is always going to be the overriding issue, and it is very difficult to beat an incumbent president. The last time it happened, it was George H.W. Bush, and that was after 8 years of Ronald Reagan and 4 years of George H.W. Bush after he promised to cut taxes and he raised taxes.
Well, I mean, a part of the problem is, though, too, when you talk about the Trump tax cuts, the American people haven't fully felt the effects of this in their pocket yet. Like, you're going to see some wind taken out of the sails here in the coming months whenever people really start to understand that this was a tax cut for the rich, that it really wasn't about rebuilding the middle class, and it was really about giving corporate interests another opportunity to make more money off the backs of the dwindling middle class in America. That is coming. The reality of that situation is going to happen. We just simply haven't seen some of the lasting effects of that yet.
Yeah, there are many people who are saying that the tax cut has not been very, very popular among just regular Americans. Definitely popular within corporate America. I want to talk about something else. And the poll looked at the matchups between President Trump and the top 2020 candidates. Brian, take a look at these because Democrats, all of the Democrats seemingly here beating him. Among all adults, Biden is a whopping 14 points up. But there's a different picture among registered voters. All of the races now narrowing or tied, except Biden, who has a 10-point lead. Your takeaways from this?
Well, if you believe polls, Hillary Clinton was going to win Pennsylvania in the last election and was going to stomp President Trump when he was running for election. So there is a big takeaway from this, and the takeaway is that Trump is not polling as high as an incumbent should be polling. But the bottom line is Trump is traditionally underpolled. I mean, he underpolled when he won his first election. I believe he's underpolling now. I think a lot of Americans are scared when they get a call to say, hey, I'm a big supporter of Donald Trump. And so I think he does underpoll when people get called and asked who they support.
I got to squeeze in this soundbite from Michelle Obama, who made an appearance, and she was all natural hair, freed the curl at the Essence Music Festival. I was proud of her. Listen.
Barack and I are going to support whoever wins the primary. So our primary focus is letting the primary process play out because it's very early. So we're watching everyone. Yeah. We're supportive of everyone. We are giving advice to whomever seeks it.
What, if anything, would you like to say about the Kamala Biden dust-up? He apologized today. You've been following that. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I do not.
She was not having it. Bishop, I got to get this really, really quick. Can Biden keep invoking President Obama?
Well, the truth of the matter is he was the vice president to the first African-American president of the United States, and that is no small thing. He has worked hard and done a lot to support the agenda of the Obama administration, and his and throughout his career, he's done a lot for African Americans, but he still has a long way to go in showing us that he truly was sincere in his apology.
All right, I got to leave it there. I love that Michelle Obama was like, I know what you're putting out there,
she looked fantastic,
but I'm not having it.
Absolutely.
She looked and sounded great. Bishop Garrison and Brian Darling, thank you.
Thank you.